AITA, for refusing to let my brother's fiancée wear her late mother's wedding dress at my wedding? So, I, 28F, am getting married in 2 months, and I've planned every detail down to the last flower petal. It's my dream wedding, and I've been saving and planning for years. Here's where things get tricky. My younger brother, 26M, is engaged to his fiancée, Emma, 24F, and she recently lost her mom in a tragic accident. Emma and I have always gotten along fine, but we're not super close. Anyway, her mom had a very beautiful, expensive wedding dress that Emma inherited, and it means a lot to her. A few days ago, Emma came to me in tears, asking if she could wear her late mom's wedding dress to my wedding as a guest. I was shocked because this felt off. Like, I totally understand that she wants to honor her mom, but I just feel like a wedding dress at someone else's wedding is not the time or place. Especially since she knows I have a very specific theme, color palette, and vibe for my day. I told her gently that I didn't think it was appropriate, and she started crying, saying it was the only way she felt her mom could be with her during a major family event. She said she'd never get to see her mom at her own wedding, and wearing the dress felt like a way to keep that connection. I felt for her, but I held firm that my wedding wasn't the right time for that. Well, now my brother is furious with me, saying I'm heartless and selfish, and a bunch of family members have started to take sides. Some say Emma's request is deeply sentimental and that I'm being too rigid about wedding rules, while others agree that it's weird for a guest to wear a wedding dress at someone else's wedding. Emma hasn't spoken to me since, and my brother says they're considering not coming to the wedding at all unless I change my mind. My fiancé is supportive of me, but I'm starting to feel guilty because I know this is tied to grief, and I don't want to be the bad guy. AITA for refusing to let her wear her late mother's wedding dress to my wedding. My ex who cheated on me with her trainer just reached out after a year of silence. Now her life is falling apart and she wants me back. Hey everyone, I, 28M, just had a weird situation pop up, and I honestly don't know how to process it. Maybe getting it off my chest will help. Names are fake, obviously. A little over a year ago, I was in a serious 3-year relationship with Megan, 27F. Everything seemed great between us, at least from my perspective. We were talking about moving in together and even had casual talks about marriage someday. Around that time, I started getting into fitness and introduced Megan to my personal trainer, Jake, 30M. Jake was a super charismatic guy, and he and Megan hit it off, but I didn't think much of it, just assumed they had a good trainer-client relationship. After a few months of them working together, Megan started acting more distant. She'd be busy after her workouts, not come home until late, and her phone would suddenly always be on Do Not Disturb. I'd ask her about it, but she'd blow me off, saying I was being paranoid. Well, turns out I wasn't paranoid. One night, Megan left her phone on the counter while she was showering, and it lit up with texts from Jake. Let's just say they weren't talking about meal plans or workout routines. I confronted her immediately, and she broke down, admitted she'd been cheating with him for months. She told me she fell in love with Jake and that it wasn't about me. It was just something she couldn't help. She packed her things and moved in with him within a week. That was the worst time of my life. It felt like my entire world had been ripped apart. I blocked her on everything and focused on picking up the pieces of my life. Therapy, gym, hanging with friends. I slowly started to move on, even though it left a deep scar. Then, out of the blue, a few days ago, she reached out to me on a new number. At first, I wasn't going to reply, but curiosity got the better of me. She started off saying she missed me, that she's sorry for everything, and that she's made a huge mistake. Apparently, things with Jake went downhill fast. She found out he was cheating on her. Oh, the irony. They've broken up, and now she's stuck, lonely, and miserable. She even admitted she's been thinking about me for months, but was too ashamed to reach out sooner. She said she realizes what she had with me was real, and that she wants to make things right. She claimed she's willing to do anything to prove she's changed and asked if we could meet up to talk. Here's the thing, Reddit. Part of me still has some feelings for her, but another part of me is screaming to block her again and never look back. I don't know if I can ever trust her after what she did, but hearing her sound so broken on the phone stirred something up in me. Maybe it's pity, maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe I'm just an idiot. So here I am, trying to figure out if I should hear her out or tell her to stay in the past where she belongs. What would you guys do? AITA for walking out of dinner after my boyfriend humiliated me in front of his family over my cooking? I, 26F, have been with my boyfriend 28M for about a year now. We get along well most of the time, but something happened last weekend that's really been bothering me. We went over to his parents' house for dinner, and ever since, things have been awkward. A bit of backstory. I love cooking. I'm not a professional by any means, but it's something I'm passionate about and take pride in. My boyfriend knows this, but he's constantly comparing my cooking to his mom's, especially when it comes to her lasagna. I've heard about this lasagna more times than I can count. So before we leave for his parents' house, he makes this offhand comment. Maybe you'll finally learn how to make lasagna properly tonight. Yours could definitely use some improvement. I tried to laugh it off, but honestly, it hurt my feelings. Still, I brushed it aside because I didn't want to start anything before dinner. We get to his parents' place, and as expected, his mom's lasagna is the star of the meal. Everyone is raving about it, and of course, my boyfriend jumps in to say, "Oh man, this is real lasagna. OP tried making it once, but let's just say there's a reason we're all here eating my mom's tonight." Everyone laughed. I felt embarrassed but kept smiling to avoid making things awkward. Then he kept going, saying that I burned the sauce, I didn't, and that maybe I should just leave lasagna to the experts. His family was cracking up, and I sat there, trying not to lose it. It wasn't just a joke to me. It felt like he was putting me down, especially in front of his family, who I'm still trying to make a good impression with. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I excused myself from the table and went to sit in the car. A few minutes later, my boyfriend comes out, looking confused, and asks why I left. I told him how hurt I was by his comments, and instead of apologizing, he said I was overreacting and that it was just a joke. He said I need to stop being so sensitive and learn to take a joke, especially around his family. I was upset and told him that if he thought embarrassing me in front of his family was funny, maybe he should just date his mom's cooking instead. Now that didn't go over well. He got angry and accused me of ruining the night. Since then, we've barely spoken, and he's waiting for me to apologize. But I feel like he should be the one apologizing. So now I'm wondering, did I take it too far? Was I being overly sensitive? Or was I right to walk out after being embarrassed like that? AITA? AITA for telling my dad he made a dumb decision and I don't need to fix it for him. My mom died when I, 16M, was 5. I remember her, just not amazingly well. When I was 7, my dad started dating again and met Mara. At first I was upset about Mara and my dad dating and didn't want to meet her and gave her a hard time. I told her I didn't want her replacing my mom. She gave me space to let out all my feelings at her, and then she reassured me she was not here to take mom's place. She told me she really liked my dad and wanted to really like me too, but she didn't have to be my mom for us to like each other. At first I wasn't sure if I believed her, but she won me over and we got along really well. She even lived with us for a year. But when I was 10, Dad broke up with Mara and said she wasn't trying hard enough to fill the role of mom for me, and I needed a mom. I told him I didn't want another mom, and I loved Mara, that she was the best. Mara was blindsided by it because things had been so good, and I don't think my dad had said it would be a deal breaker. Within a few months, he met his wife, Stacy. Stacy was a single mom with a 2-year-old daughter. I was 11 by then. Stacy was very on board to be my new mom, and I was not. I said it so many times I didn't want a new mom. I wouldn't call someone else mom. I missed Mara and wouldn't give Stacy a chance if she tried to take over mom's place. I was ignored, and Dad and Stacy got married when I was 12. After my 16th birthday, which was June, my dad kind of realized I was serious about not wanting a mom and not giving Stacy a chance to be my mom. She has tried so hard too. She has tried to make me love her and her daughter. But I'm not here to get a new mom. I'm not open to it. Something Dad now knows. It's caused a lot of strain with him and Stacy because Stacy found out I had DM'd Mara recently and apologized for Dad and thanked her for being awesome and saying I miss her. Stacy said she can't even get me to say I like her. I told her it's because I don't. That I don't like people who don't listen or who think they can make me do things like let them be my new mom. Stacy said she was expecting promised a family for her daughter, not this. Dad pulled me aside a few nights ago and told me he now realizes I was serious about the things I said and he realizes I loved Mara. but that he really wanted the best for me and someone who wouldn't even try to be my mom wasn't it. He told me Stacy would be such a good second mom to me and I could have a sister if I give this a chance. He said his marriage could end if we can't pull together as a family. I told him he made a dumb decision and I wouldn't fix it for him. I said it was fine if Mara just wasn't the one for him, or if their relationship changed, but I loved her because she wasn't my mom. She was someone I could trust and love as Mara, and that my dislike of Stacy wasn't changing, and neither was my unwillingness to get a new mom. Dad told me I don't get to speak to him like that I was out of line.